incredibly well on the last flight. We didn't lose any of our required redundancy for our catch, and so we're hoping to see that again today. A lot of the team, you know, really putting armor on the tower, making all of those things work, played a huge role in making that catch possible, and looking forward to hopefully seeing that happen again. And of course, sending our first payload to space. You can see the banana. It's very tightly secured, but I assure you it does have some room to float around. So once we're in a zero gravity environment, we should see our first Starship zero gravity indicator putting on a little bit of a show. And that's looking right in. That's where we're going to have Starlinks. That's our PEZ deployer. So getting its ride to space. So coming up on about 2.5 minutes, we are closing out on all of our prop load. Yep, just heard that our fill drains are starting to close, so that means we're no longer going to be flowing propellant into the booster and the ship. We're going to do what's called pushbacks. So all of that propellant in the ground systems is going to get pushed back to the tanks, clear out everything around the pad right before we light those 33 engines and take off. Just quick reminder, you're going to see fire start at the bottom. You're going to see the deflector start at about 10 seconds before launch. Lots of water to help dissipate all that heat, all that sound. And then the engine's starting up in 3 different groups. And then about a second after T0, we should see liftoff. About 2.5 minutes into the flight, a little bit longer, we'll see hot staging. And that's when we're going to be listening really close on those loops to see if we're going to be bringing the booster back for a catch today. Do always want to caution, it's never a guarantee. We've done this once. We'll see if we do it again. We're only going to do it if the booster and the tower are looking really good before we attempt to bring it back here. But coming up on a minute, not tracking any holds on the board right now. So as long as we don't have any last second things, which do happen. All right, flight director just confirmed T-minus 1 minute.
And again, SpaceX is coming in on a slight delay, which is why you heard that 1 minute. Currently T-minus 30 seconds in real time. $20 seconds. Not holding at the T-minus 40 minute mark per the SpaceX feed. 15 seconds. We're go for launch in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Flame deflector activated. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition. And movement. We have liftoff of Starship Flight 6. And the rocket has cleared the tower. And a great ascent of the rocket so far, now coming up on a minute into flight. Starship approaching max Q, the point of peak aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. Some great tracking shots by the teams at La Padre and Spaceflight now. Call for max Q. We're coming upon a few different events in fairly rapid succession. We'll see for the Super Heavy booster MECO, which in this case is most engines cut off, then the hot staging for the stage separation, then the Super Heavy boost back burn will start at about T plus 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Good flights so far, all 33 Raptors on the booster. Continuing a good burn so far. Less than 30 seconds to MECO. SpaceX monitoring to see if they are going to go forward with the catch today. Approaching MECO. And you see MECO there. Hot staging. SpaceX confirms that the tower is go for catch. Ignition on the ship upper stage. And some good on camera or on ship views. Or this is the Super Heavy booster, one of those hypersonic grid fins there. Now nearly 4 minutes into flight, boost back burn shutdown has occurred. Booster has been sounds like there may be an offshore diversion, which means we are, sounds like, not going to see SpaceX go for the Super Heavy booster catch. So the Super Heavy booster will be landing in the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. They are not going to be attempting a tower catch today. As SpaceX said in the run-up to this mission, this was always a possibility that if all of the commit criteria were not in alignment on both the Super Heavy booster as well as the tower, that they would not go for a catch, and that is what we have here today. We're continuing to track the Super Heavy booster as it makes its descent. That little white dot at the base of the box on the right-hand side of your screen, that is the hot stage ring that was jettisoned. Now T plus 5 minutes, 41 seconds into the count. The landing burn should be starting in less than a minute on the Super Heavy booster. SpaceX will, of course, continue to get good flight data from the Super Heavy booster, even though it is not in a position for them to make a catch attempt today. This tracking view from the perspective of South Padre Island, and this from due west of the launch pad. So we're coming up on the landing burn start. Now landing burn underway. And a splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico of the Super Heavy booster B-13. And the booster has exploded on the water. So for those joining once again, SpaceX waved off a catch attempt of the Super Heavy booster, instead opting to have a water splashdown instead. So you can see the ship upper stage still continuing on with its flight, though. Now T plus 7 minutes 41 seconds in real time, 7:29 on the SpaceX feed. The next milestone that we're tracking here is actually an important test that's coming up in just about 30 minutes. Will be the ignition of a Raptor engine. Getting a nice view.